All right. Oh, sorry. It's 9:20. Means it's 4:20 somewhere. So if you got one, spark up. All right. So I stumbled across this video on my timeline the other day, and I knew it would be good for some good laughs. This is 8 dumb regular guys challenging pro fighters. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that none of the regular guys win.
Dumb regular guys challenging pro fighters. Regular people versus pro fighters. Regular dumb guys versus professional fighters is quite an interesting topic because we get to see idiots getting dumbed by the professional fighters. Today we got some of the best moments that were fighters. Regular dumb guys versus professional fighters is quite an interesting topic because we get to see idiots getting dumbed by the professional fighters. Today we got some of the best moments that were filmed. The thing about these dumb fellas is that they never learn from other experiences. Welcome to Ultimate Martial, a platform all about combat and entertaining videos. Without any further ado, let's get started. Muscles don't matter. If you've got some big muscles, you can easily bring a professional fighter to your knees, even if he's skinnier than you. You might be thinking, wrong. Well, in this clip, a bulked up guy challenges a professional boxer. The guy in red's the muscle man, while the other guy with the safety on is the trained boxer. When the match started, the muscle man delivers some pretty accurate and deadly punches, but he couldn't punch through his defense. His every single punch was countered perfectly, while the muscle man only knew about throwing punches. He had little knowledge about defending. He was taking a long time putting his hands back to his head. The fighter knew exactly what he had to do. He waited for the perfect moment and bam, dropped him on the canvas. If the muscle guy was trained properly, this might not have been the case. That's why you shall never challenge a pro fighter if you don't know the ABCs of fighting in the ring. Considering it might not be enough to make up your mind, we've got another one for you. The Bushido Master. Do you think Kung Fu Masters will stand against a professional fighter in a ring? Well, we all know that it's not true. The Kung Fu Masters can't stand in a boxing ring, and that is indeed a subtle fact. Here we have a Kung Fu Master who went around challenging an amateur boxer. Just as the match started, you can see the lack of knowledge on the stance of the Kung Fu Master. He went around trying to land some good punches, but he neither knew how to land a punch or knew how to defend the incoming. The boxer on the other side was patient with him. Despite the incomings from the master, he didn't try to land a single punch. He was showing the world how incompetent they can be. When he had enough of the master, he went around and threw a series of uppercuts and knocked him out in the very first seconds of contact. Well, we have another topic of Kung Fu Masters versus professional fighters covered. Now let's move on to the Muay Thai boxers. Going after boxers is kind of okay, because if they're good enough, they'll let you go without any severe damage. But going after Muay Thai boxers can be your worst mistake. It's because of how deadly they can be. They not only use their hands, but elbows, kicks, and knees. So what'll happen if a regular guy challenges a Muay Thai boxer? The blue guy with the safety is the challenger, but even though he has his safety on, it couldn't save him from the upcoming brutal kicks and punches. Just like always, the challenger went into a rage. As the match started, he threw several punches and grappled him, but soon he realized he didn't know how to defend or even land some other tactics. On the second go, the regular guy was begging to stop the match. Because he couldn't handle all the incoming punches and kicks to the head, soon he was forced against a rope where he brewed the last incomings. The Muay Thai instructor showed no mercy to him. 4 against a female fighter. Just as ridiculous as it seems, this has actually happened. 4 boys of the channel Janoskians went up and challenged the UFC fighter Miesha Tate. No, it wasn't a challenge or something, but a friendly sparring session. They wanted to find out how they'd perform against a UFC female fighter. Well, just as you would have expected, the result was devastating. They went one-on-one with her, but she dominated them all. They were choked to death. No, just kidding. They weren't choked to death, just choked till they couldn't take any more. Their red faces are worth millions of dollars. They even tried to run away, but nothing was working. Guess what? Another lesson learned. You should never go against a female professional if you're a rookie. Otherwise, you'll end up the same. An offensive session. If you come across sparring against a professional MMA fighter, what would you do? Well, typically not what this guy did. The guy in orange was sparring against the MMA fighter Uriah Hall. At first, it was a friendly sparring session, but then the guy got aggressive with him. Hall was springing along, trying to touch him a little and not hurt him, but the other guy thought he could take the UFC fighter out. So when they were done playing around, the guy connected his foot straight to his face. You can hear the sound when it connected. Right after that, he lost his cool and finished him quickly with a deadly cross kick to the body. When they were playing around, Uriah went off and delivered the kick. The guy was then sitting on the mat, suffering from the pain that he caused himself. The guy already knew he messed up big time. The legends say he never sparred with another MMA fighter to this day. The messed up challenger. Well, if you think that's the worst of the challengers you can see in this video, we got another one down the line. The guy in the black is the dumb challenger who thought he was the best. At first, he was trying to show off in front of the others, but then he challenged the gym coach. So what happened after that? Let's see for ourselves. The guy had probably watched some YouTube videos and boxing matches and thought he could knock anyone he wants. But the lesson was learned soon. After 1 or 2 punches, he was running around because he didn't know what to do. That's when the coach told him to come close. The coach delivered some deadly punches and soon he realized he was easy bait. So he dropped his defenses and started provoking him. I hope all those punches were enough to make him learn a life lesson. This guy is the king of all the idiots in this video. I've got to say, with all those moves, he can easily scare the kindergartners. A regular guy versus an aged professional. Well, if you see your opponent's over 40 or 50 but a former professional boxer, you shall treat him with respect, because they deserve it. But what would happen if a regular imbecile challenged an old former fighter? Well, the result will leave you shocked. The match didn't start as a normal sparring session, but seemed like a death match. The young guy was no slouch, knew his way around fighting, but he still couldn't face the older guy. There were some quick punches and countering from both sides, but the older one took it to a whole new level. He taught him a hard-earned lesson. Soon the guy lost his way around countering, he couldn't do it anymore. And even if he would do that, the combination from the old champ will find its way through. The guy knew he was messed up badly, but soon the match ended. I gotta say, the older guy was so energetic, plus he knew his way around. One should never disrespect someone because of their old age. Anyway, let's move on to the last one, the reporter. Well, we've seen a lot of videos that a reporter knows nothing about fighting because that's not their passion, but still they end up challenging professional fighters. The reporter here is James Kobe, who ended up challenging a professional MMA fighter and boxer, Jason Ellis. The guy in the red is the professional, while the other is the reporter. He made the same mistake of being arrogant with a professional fighter and delivering some pretty hard punches. But just as you would expect him to beat him really bad, he actually doesn't. Throughout the whole match, he was just being nice to him. Soon he put him in his place, but the fact is, he never went for the head. He was just throwing lower body punches at him. It was nice of him to let him go without any serious damage. Well, I'm sorry to say, guys, but you've reached the end of our video. Thanks for sticking with us through the end. Now, don't forget to mention your thoughts in the comments section about these reckless, dumb fighters.
When it did like, oh, it's one of those. Okay.
If you admired our video, press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more combat and martial videos. We'll see you in the next one.
Wasn't quite what I was expecting it to be. Like, I thought it was gonna be, because the way the thumbnail looked, it looked like it was some random person on the street, like, just walked up to the wrong person. So that's kind of what I was expecting. But yeah, if someone's a professional fighter, no. Don't matter how good you think you are, unless you too are a professional, not gonna end well. But I think it's kind of funny that the one girl choked out all 4 of the guys. That's probably one where they like, shit, why did I do that? But yeah, um, let me know what you thought down in the comments. If you got other entertaining videos like this, please let me know of those. Other than that, y'all have a nice night. Thanks for watching. Stay blazing.